Okay, good morning, everyone. The 14B District Court is now in session. This is Magistrate Hilary Braley presiding. This is the landlord-tenant docket. What I will be doing is queuing up a PowerPoint presentation shortly. That is the tenant's advice of rights. So for any tenants who are here, you are defendants in a landlord-tenant case, you need to stay here and watch this PowerPoint presentation. It will advise you of your rights as defendants in a landlord-tenant matter and provide you with some resources that may be helpful. Given the relatively small size of the docket today, what I will be doing is taking things slightly out of order. Usually I do the PowerPoint first and then call the cases. However, what I will do, at least for a couple, is call them first. So, okay. Now calling case number 24C1806. This is Michael Cromer versus James Hobson. Appearances for the record, please.
Hi, my name is Mike Cromer. I own the property at 790 Allen.
Thank you. And do I have James Hobson or any resident of 790 Allen Street present? If so, you need to unmute right now and state your name for the record. Hearing no response. What I am seeing is that service was by delivery to a member of the defendant's household, and there was no second mailing. So what I will do is adjourn this matter. So it will be adjourned to June 12th. That is next Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. over Zoom in front of me.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Can I have the balance as you have it, please?
As of June 1st at 7879.
So $7,879.
Correct.
Is that inclusive of court costs?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You are free to sign out of Zoom. Your hearing is concluded. Now calling case number 24C1804. This is Concours Group LLC versus Kania Wright. Mr. Geisler?
Can you just pass for 1 second? I'll be right back.
Okay. Sign for a moment.
Sorry about that, Madam Prosecutor. Madam Magistrate, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I was having a little computer problem, so I wanted to get that fixed.
Okay, so this is 24C1804 Concours Group LLC versus Kania Wright. Can I have your appearance, please?
Yeah, Cullen Geisler, P69024 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Okay, thank you. So again, today's the date and time set for a first hearing in this non-payment of rent case. I am not hearing any response from Kania Wright. There is no one in the waiting room. Kania Wright or any resident of 738 Wood Creek Court number 203, speak now. Okay. So I do see that there was personal service. The second mailing did go out. Mr. Geisler, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So
there is $1,460 in rent, $266.44 in court costs, total $1,726.44 with the writ to issue within 10 days. And I'll send over a default after this hearing.
Okay, so
money judgment also. I'm sorry.
Okay. Would you like to make the actual motion?
Oh, motion for default. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Yes, and I do see that on the complaint for non-payment of rent that box 10 is checked. So you are seeking the money judgment, and because there was personal service in this matter, the court is willing to enter a default money judgment. The total amount of the judgment being $1,726.44. There will be a pay or vacate date of June 17th.
Thank you.
Okay. Then I believe that was your only one.
I thought there was one other one that was up today. Caviar Rogers, or is that next week?
I don't have it on my list for today.
Okay.
So, if you've got the case number handy, I
I'll
can
look it up and I'll come back just to see.
That works. Okay. But yeah, it's not on my list. So, okay. Okay, Mr. Katz.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now calling case number 24C1776. This is Arbor Circle Apartments versus Carlos Henderson.
Morning, Your Honor. Sitting Katz on behalf of plaintiff.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Henderson. I see that you are here. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Carlos Henderson.
Okay, thank you. So, you will be seeing this PowerPoint presentation that I'll be queuing up shortly. Okay, but you should have also gotten in with your court paperwork one of these forms that says get help with your eviction at the top.
I did.
You did. Okay, good.
Mhm.
So
I
this,
did.
okay, this has a number of the resources on it that are going to be in the PowerPoint presentation. It also has the advice of rights on the back. Okay, if you are applying
Okay.
rental assistance, you need to turn one of these forms.
I'm sorry. I guess it's this afternoon at 3:30, so I'm going to be back later this afternoon.
Okay, that would be in front of the judge then, Mr. Geisler.
Thank you.
But I'm in the middle of another case. So, okay, Mr. Henderson, apologies. So if you have applied for rental assistance, you're going to need to get one of these forms. That is the rental assistance proof of application. It's called a DC-539. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And the court would need that turned in by Monday. All right?
Alrighty. Do I
Okay.
get the form from the court as well?
So yes, you can get that form directly from the 14B district court, or you can look it up online and print one off the internet. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, but that did not come in with your court paperwork, so you will have to get one. Your matter is being adjourned to June 12th, 2024. That will be at 1:45 in the afternoon in person before Judge Washington. And
Okay.
Mr. Katz, what is the balance as you have it, please?
As of today, it is $1,374.
Okay, that's inclusive of costs?
That includes costs.
Okay, thank you. Did you hear that, Mr. Henderson?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
And if that amount is paid before we're in court, if he's at a zero balance, the case will get dismissed.
okay. You heard that as well, Mr. Henderson?
Yes.
Okay, please go back on mute for now. Your hearing is concluded, but I do need you to stay for the PowerPoint in a minute. Okay,
Okay.
thank you. So the other people. Okay. Okay, Mr. Katz, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Now calling case number 24C1772. This is Arbor Circle Apartments versus Jermaine Shelton. And if you just want to put
Morning.
your people up for this and everything subsequent.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sydney Katz on behalf of plaintiff.
Okay, thank you. The court does not see Jermaine Shelton nor any resident of 2277 South Grove Street, number 213, in the courtroom and there are no people in the waiting room at this time. I do see that service was by posting, but the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, requesting a default judgment. This is a non-payment of rent possession case. To the best of my knowledge, the defendant is not in the military, a minor, or unable to stand trial. The property is being kept habitably. As of today, there's a balance due of $1,730 of past due rent, $173 of costs, for a total of $1,903. Requesting a default judgment in that amount with the writ to be issued after June 17th.
Okay, thank you. The court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $1,903 with a pay or vacate date of June 17th.
Thank you.
Now calling 24C1773. This is Arbor Circle Apartments versus Chimere, C-H-I-M-E-R-E, Anyanwu, A-N-Y-A-N-W-U. You've already put your appearance on, Mr. Katz. I do not see any person by that name in the courtroom. And again, there's nobody in the waiting room at this time. So no resident of 2277 South Grove Street, number 321. I do see that there was personal service in this matter and the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, requesting a default judgment. This is a non-payment rent possession case. To the best of my knowledge, the defendant is not in the military, a minor, or unable to stand trial. The property is being kept habitably to the best of my knowledge. There is currently a balance due of $2,124 of past due rent, $173 of costs, for a total of $2,297. Requesting a default judgment in that amount with the writ to be issued after June 17th.
At this time, the court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $2,297 with a pay or vacate date of June 17th. Now calling 24C1774. This is Arbor Circle Apartments versus Latia Delks. You've already placed your appearance on the record, Mr. Katz. I do not see anybody labeled as Latia Delks, nor any resident of 2277 South Grove Street, number 802W. I do see that service was by posting, but the second mailing did go out. So do you have any motions?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, requesting a default judgment. This is a non-payment rent possession case. To the best of my knowledge, the defendant is not in the military, a minor, or unable to stand trial. To the best of my knowledge, the property is being kept habitably. Currently, there's a balance due of $2,800 of past due rent, $173 of costs, for a total of $2,973. Requesting a default judgment in that amount with the writ to be issued after June 17th.
Okay, the court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $2,973 with a pay or vacate date of June 17th. Now calling 24C1775. This is Arbor Circle Apartments versus Dorothy Todd. You've already placed your appearance on the record, Mr. Katz. The court does not see Dorothy Todd nor any resident of 2277 South Grove Street, number 703S. I do see that there was personal service and the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
Yes, at this time, requesting a default judgment. This is a non-payment rent possession case. To the best of my knowledge, the defendant is not in the military, a minor, or unable to stand trial. And to the best of my knowledge, the property is being kept habitably. At this time, there's a balance due of $1,248 of past due rent, $173 of costs, for a total of $1,421. Requesting a default judgment in that amount with writ to be issued after June 17th.
Okay, and at this time, the court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $1,421. No writ will issue without a writ hearing because that amount falls below the judge's threshold, but the pay or vacate date is June 17th.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I think that should be my last one.
I believe that it is.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Have a good day.
You too. Okay. Okay, now calling case number 24C1777. This is Swan Creek versus Jessica Hargrove and Terry Schum.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jen Wilburn, P83143 for the plaintiff.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Terry Schrum Jr.
Okay, thank you, and I apologize, I don't have the R in your name in. No. Let me fix that because I think that's us. Thank you. Okay, so today is the date and time set for a first hearing in this non-payment of rent case. And again, you should have received in with your court paperwork one of these.
Correct.
Okay, so again, that has a number of the resources that you'll hear about in the PowerPoint. It also does have the entire advice of rights printed on the back of it. Okay. If you are applying or have already applied for rental assistance, you need to turn one of these rental assistance forms, DC 539, into the court by Monday. Cool. Okay. So your matter is being adjourned to June 12th, 2024. That will be at 1:45 in the afternoon in person at the 14B District Court before Judge Washington. And Attorney Wilburn, the balance as you have it, please.
Right now, I show an outstanding rental balance, $1,535.50, cost of $214, for a total of $1,749.50.
And did you hear that, Mr. Schrum?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
If you heard the balance as she has it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if you don't have any questions at this time for the court, I'm just going to ask you to mute. You can turn your camera off if you want to. Just hang out for a little bit so I can cue up the PowerPoint and you can see it. Okay?
I had a question.
Yes.
The June 12th for the in-person, what is that for?
So that's going to be in front of Judge Washington. And if you have got the entire balance paid in full by that date, then presumably the plaintiff will file to dismiss the case. Otherwise, it'll be an opportunity for you to talk to the plaintiff's attorney and potentially reach some sort of agreement on the record. You can also ask for more time from the judge. It's for a number of things. Okay.
Okay, and is this the only time that I can ask for a jury?
So, okay. Okay, so if you're asking for a jury, then
How does that work?
well, I haven't had somebody do it before, so give me just a moment because I'm looking at the advice of rights. Okay. So you do have the right to demand one. This is your first court appearance and you are doing so. You do need to pay a $50 fee. That's the jury demand fee, and you have to do that within 5 days.
Correct.
Okay. So what is today? Okay. So again, I would say by Monday, you would need to have that to the court. Okay. So that is what you want to do. You're requesting a jury at this point?
Do I have any other options after I request a jury? Like just settling it with
So
Swan Creek?
Okay, so that's generally speaking always an option to try to settle. Okay, I
Mhm.
can't give you legal advice. So if you're looking to do a jury trial, you should likely consult with an attorney. Okay, you can certainly request one. As I said, it's your right to do that. All right. But as far as making other arrangements, that's certainly, as I said, that you're always able to talk to the other side, generally speaking, but I can't give you legal advice. So there's not a whole lot that I can say.
Because there's no way I can have any of this paid by then, by June 12th.
Then look, what I will do,
Because I just got my job back after 3 months.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I am first of all making a note that you might be requesting a jury trial. If you're requesting a jury trial, as I said, you do have to pay the fee to do that. Okay.
Yes.
I need you to sit through this PowerPoint presentation.
Mhm.
After that, I will put you into a breakout room with our court liaison so that you can talk to her because she can give you more in-depth information. But I have to have you sit through that PowerPoint first.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I was just trying to get as much time as I can because like
So
they,
I am gonna suggest just in general that you not say a whole lot at this point. This is mostly
Mhm.
a date to get your next court date, and then again to potentially request a jury trial, get other information as far as that goes. But we're not going to go into the details of the case right now.
Yeah.
That's not what this particular hearing is for. All right. So do you have any other questions?
May I request a jury at the next um
So no, you can request one at your first appearance.
that's
You
it.
need, or you can make the demand in writing within 5 days. Okay, so because the court's explaining your right to a jury trial, and that will be part of the PowerPoint presentation as well.
Okay.
You can file a written demand within 5 days.
Okay.
Okay, so any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, so hopefully I think the PowerPoint will answer at least some of them as far as the filing for or requesting a jury trial. Okay, and then like I said, I'll put you into the breakout room with our court liaison after that.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. And please go back on mute for the moment and wait for the PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so your hearing is concluded. Thank you. Now calling 24C1781. This is Swan Creek versus Philip Bass Jr. Appearances for the record.
Good morning again, Your Honor. Jen Melbourne, P83143 for the plaintiff.
Mr. Bass, can you state your name, please?
Philip Bass.
So your matter is being adjourned to June 12th, 2024. That will be at 1:45 in the afternoon in person before Judge Washington. Again, you should have gotten one of these forms in with your court paperwork.
Yeah. Can I do like a week after that? Because I have to. I got to work that day, and I would like to give my job a heads up. At least 2 weeks notice. So I was trying to see if I can do the week after.
Attorney Wilburn, is that something that you're able to accommodate?
I'm sorry. Can you say that again?
Let me see, Judge. I don't know that we're there the following Wednesday. So I would prefer to keep them all together so we don't have to make a separate trip for one case. What I would encourage Mr. Bass to do is to call our office to discuss prior.
So two things. One, you're right. The court is closed on June 19th for Juneteenth. What I can do, Mr. Bass, is move the time up a bit and set it for Zoom. So it would be 1:15.
Yeah, that works better.
Ms. Wilburn, the balances you have it, please.
$4,209.49, cost of $175 for a total of $4,384.49.
Did you hear that, Mr. Bass?
Yeah.
So you've got your next court date. That will be June 12th at 1:15 over Zoom. You can go back on mute for now. I do need you to sit through the PowerPoint presentation.
All right.
Your Honor, will that be the same Zoom number or is it a different Zoom number?
A different Zoom number because it will be for the judge.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You say a different Zoom number?
Yes, it will be a different Zoom number. You will get notice of it because it will be the judge's Zoom.
Okay. It is just text me.
I don't know if they'll text it to you, but it'll be on your paperwork. If you have questions or if you want to call the court and ask for it, you can do that, but I do not have it in front of me right now. Okay. Okay. Now calling case number 24C1785. This is Swan Creek versus Tracy Harrell.
Morning again, Jen Wilburn, P83143 for the plaintiff.
Tracy Harrell speaking here.
Okay, thank you. And I do see that you're labeled as Tracy Robertson.
Yes, I recently divorced.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So your matter is being adjourned to June 12th, 2024. That will be at 1:45 in the afternoon in person.
May I ask why?
Why it's being adjourned?
Yes.
So that would be your next hearing would be before the judge.
Okay. I can pay half of it now. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I thought this was for.
So you, if you want to work something out with your landlord or the landlord's attorney prior to the next court date, that is certainly something that you are able to do. Again, the court cannot give legal advice. However, this first court date is to advise you of your rights. That's what that PowerPoint presentation is going to be. And again, you should have gotten one of these with your court paperwork. Okay.
Okay. So if I have a question. So if I pay what I owe before the 12th, I'm okay.
Attorney Wilburn, if you want to answer that.
If you do pay your entire balance, which I currently show inclusive of court costs as $2,999, then yes, it would be dismissed before the next hearing. If you're not able to, our office number is the 734 number under Aaron Cox on your paperwork. You can give us a call and we can try and work out something before to where you don't have to go to court.
Okay, because I can pay 17 today, then I just need a couple weeks to come up with the rest.
And I'm cutting you off right now, ma'am, because we're not having a hearing on.
Okay.
You're able to
Okay,
pay.
I will give them a call.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So again, at this time, your next court date will be that June 12th at 1:45 in the afternoon. Okay. And then I do need you to just, if you don't have any other questions right now for the court, go on mute and I'll be queuing up that PowerPoint presentation in a moment. Okay, thank you.
I got to go to work.
Now calling case number 24C1778. This is Swan Creek versus Chris Crawford and Julie Crawford. Attorney Wilburn, your appearance.
Good morning again, Jen Wilburn, P83143 for the plaintiff.
You raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to the best of your information, knowledge, and belief?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. So I do not see either Chris Crawford or Julie Crawford in the courtroom or in the waiting room, nor any resident of 6988 McKean Road, site 180. I do see that service was by posting, but the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
I do, Your Honor. I would request a default judgment for possession only. The outstanding rental balance is $1,676.50. Cost of $214 for a total of $1,890.50 with a writ to issue after June 17th.
At this time, the court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only. The total amount to retain being $1,890.50 with a pay or vacate date of June 17th.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Ask the civil clerks to call him. Now calling 24C1779. This is Swan Creek versus Rafael Guevara, Selena Guevara, and Suzanne Guevara. You've already placed your appearance on the record. I do see that service was by delivery to a member of the defendant's household, but the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
I do, Your Honor. I would request a default judgment for possession only. I show an outstanding rental balance in the amount of $2,572.50. Court costs in the amount of $253 for a total of $2,825.50 to be paid on or before June 17th.
And the court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $2,825.50 with a pay or vacate date of June 17th. Now calling 24C 1780. This is Swan Creek versus Stacy Comfer. You've already placed your appearance on. I do not see Stacy Comfer in the courtroom nor any resident of 6988 McKean Road, Site 140. I do see that service was by posting, but the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
I do. I would request a default judgment for possession only. The current rental balance, $1,544.50. I show court costs in the amount of $175 for a total of $1,719.50 to be paid on or before June 17th, or a writ can issue.
And at this time, the court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $1,719.50 with a pay or vacate date of June 17th. Now calling 24C 1782. This is Swan Creek versus Elizabeth Hill. You've already placed your appearance on the record. I do not see Elizabeth Hill in the courtroom, nor in the waiting room, nor any resident of 6988 McKean Road, Site 231. I do see that there was personal service and the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
Your Honor, I would actually ask to have, if we could set this one over for a hearing by Zoom. I do show a payment pending, so I don't want to take a judgment if that payment's going to clear.
So, do you want this in front of me or in front of the judge?
We can probably set it in front of the judge for that 1:15 Zoom time. I anticipate it being a dismissal.
So then this matter will be adjourned to June 12th, 2024. That will be at 1:15 in the afternoon over Zoom before Judge Washington. What is the balance as you have it?
Right now, I'm showing that it would be a credit if the payment clears. So it would be, if the payment doesn't clear, it would be $983.50.
And how much is the pending payment?
It's for over 1,000, so there would be a $300 and some credit. It's like a $316.70 credit.
Then the hearing is concluded. Now calling case number 24C 1783. This is Swan Creek versus Donald Dougherty or Dougherty, Daugherty, who is not here, nor is any resident of 6988 McKean Road, Site 25. I do see that there was personal service. The second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
I do. I would request a default judgment for possession only. The outstanding rental balance, $577, cost of $175, for a total of $752 to be paid on or before June 17th.
Court is willing to enter a default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $752. There is a pay or vacate date of June 17th. No writ will issue without a hearing because that amount falls below the judge's threshold. Now calling 24C 1784. This is Swan Creek versus Ashley Daly, who is not here, nor is any resident of 6988 McKean Road, Site 250. I do see that service was by posting, but the second mailing did go out. Do you have any motions?
I do. I would request a default judgment for possession only. There's currently an outstanding rental balance in the amount of $1,123, cost of $175, for a total of $1,298 to be paid on or before June 17th.
At this time, the court is willing to enter the default judgment for possession only, the total amount to retain being $1,298. There's a pay or vacate date of June 17th. No writ to issue without a hearing. Okay, and I think that concludes your cases.
I believe it does. Have a good day, Your Honor.
Thank you for coming back, Mr. Geisler.
Yes.
No. No, I do not. Did they take it already? Message them to bring it back over, please. Okay, thank you. Just a second. Okay, now recalling case number 24C1804. This is Concours Group LLC versus Kania Wright. The court had previously called this case and was willing to enter a default judgment, but then Ms. Wright appeared in the waiting room. So, Mr. Geisler.
Yep, at this point, Judge, we'll just withdraw that default motion and I guess set for next week's hearing docket.
So, Ms. Wright.
Here.
So, there was personal service in this matter. So when Mr. Geisler had requested the default, it was for a money judgment. The total amount of that judgment being $1,726.44. He did withdraw his motion for the default because you appeared. So your matter is being adjourned to next week. That is June 12th, 2024. That will be at 1:45 in the afternoon in person before Judge Washington.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And I do need you to stay put so that you can see the PowerPoint presentation that is the advice of rights. Okay. You should have gotten one of these in with your court paperwork. So what it is basically is some resources for you, and then it has the advice of rights on the back. Okay. Okay. And then if you are applying for rental assistance, the form for that is a DC 539, and the court needs that by Monday. Okay.
Okay.
So, Attorney Geisler, you've got the adjourn date. Do you have
Yep, next week at 1:45.
Okay, then,
Thank
sir, you're free to sign out of Zoom. Ms. Wright, if you, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Then if you can just go on mute for the moment, I will be queuing up the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
Okay. So at this time, as stated, the court is going to be queuing up the PowerPoint presentation that is the tenant's advice of rights. It is now 10 o'clock. The attorneys have all left. I am going to lock the courtroom at this time. So if you leave, you will not be able to get back in. Okay, and stand by while I queue up this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the 14B District Court. I am Judge MIWashington, and effective December 6, 2023, we are required to provide you as tenants with your advice of rights, and this is the format in which that is going to be done. Therefore, it is mandatory that you stay and listen to the entirety of this very brief PowerPoint presentation, and when you are done, then you will need to return to the main courtroom. In the main courtroom, you will get additional instructions about what is going to happen next with respect to your case. Thank you for your participation. First, please rename yourselves. We will start by clicking on the participants at the bottom of the screen. Find yourself in the list of participants. More than likely, you will find yourself at the top of the screen labeled Me, with that Me being in parentheses. Click on your name or the Me and or the More, and then rename yourself with your actual name, followed by the landlord or property management company's name. So, for example, you'll see it on the screen, John Smith dash ABC Apartments. So it'd be your name dash and whatever the landlord or property management company's name is. So, with respect to your rights, parties to a landlord-tenant summary proceeding have the right to retain an attorney. They also have the right to confirm that the case is being heard in the proper venue. For instance, this is Ypsilanti Township, and the property should be located within Ypsilanti Township. The following slide contains contact information for low-cost or free legal services. These services may or may not be available to you. You will need to reach out to them directly. So, additionally, parties have a right to have a trial by a jury if and only if there is a triable issue of fact. A plaintiff or landlord must request a jury trial with the first filing of the complaint if they desire to have one. A defendant or a tenant may demand a jury trial within 5 days after receiving this particular advice of rights information. So you will have 5 days from today's date in order to demand a jury trial. If you do demand a jury trial, you must pay the $50 jury trial fee when you make the demand for the jury trial. All trials must occur in person at the courthouse, which is here at 7200 South Huron River Drive in Ypsilanti, Michigan. The resources that are available to you will be found on the screen along with all of their contact information. There's Legal Services of South Central Michigan with walk-in hours only on Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and Thursdays 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. The University of Michigan Clinical Law Program is also available, but they only conduct intakes and accept cases from the first week of September to mid-April of each year. Their contact information is on the screen. The Washtenaw County Lawyer Referral and Information Services provides, through the referral to an attorney, a 30-minute consultation. The consultation itself is free, but there is a $30 fee for the referral. There's also a $25 fee for referral to the State Bar of Michigan Lawyer Referral Program, and they provide up to 25 minutes of consultation free of charge. If you are a University of Michigan, if you are a veteran, you can contact the University of Michigan Veterans Legal Clinic, and their contact information is on the screen. The Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the local Coordinated Entry Agency, Housing, Access, and Resource Agency, which is called HARA, or other federal places are available for homeless, or other federal help for homeless veterans also may assist people. MDHHS is available, the Housing Access for Washtenaw County, also known as HAWK, and their contact number is on the screen. The Housing Bureau for Seniors, contact information is on the screen, and the Washtenaw County Department of Veterans Affairs is also on the screen. So, in non-payment of rent cases, for a residential lease agreement, tenants do not need a judgment in order to receive assistance from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services or any local coordinated entry agency or any HARA. The summons and complaint itself from the court are sufficient for you to get help from the state. Also, for non-payment of rent cases, the court must stay or adjourn the proceedings if the tenant has applied for rental assistance. But you must also provide a copy of the proof to the court within 5 days after the first hearing. So if you've applied, you have to apply that proof. You have to provide that proof within 5 days from today's date. That automatic stay that we just talked about will be lifted after 14 days unless the tenant provides proof that the application is pending or has been approved and they will receive assistance. Any stay in any case cannot exceed 28 days and is automatically lifted after that 28 days. The parties may, if they voluntarily agree, utilize the Dispute Resolution Center, which is located in Washtenaw County, as a possible source of case resolution, but that is only if both parties agree. Also, if all parties agree, they may enter into a conditional dismissal pursuant to MCR 2.602 rather than a consent judgment, so that there will be no judgment on the tenant's record. The parties may use the SCAO approved form found online to do so. That is the end of this slideshow, and we thank you so much for your time. You will now return to the main courtroom for additional information, such as your next court date.
Okay, thank you, everyone. That concludes this morning's docket. So you are all free to sign out of Zoom. If you have a question, you need to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I wanted to know about what is the paper called again that I need to have before 5 days?
It's a DC 539. Okay, we have them here at the court.
DC 59.
Yeah, DC like Washington, DC, and then 539. And it's the
Okay.
rental assistance form. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Is there a way that I can get that online?
Yes. So if you just Google it, Michigan DC 539, then it should come up. Okay. If you have trouble finding it, feel free to call the courthouse and they can walk you through it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. That's right. And Mr. Schrum, I was going to put you into the breakout room with our.
Thank you.
So I can go?
Yes, you're free to go. And Mr. Henry, you are also free to go.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Okay, you should have that invitation now.
Thank you.
Okay, so, and as just a general informative note, there exists a motion to set aside default judgment form. So if you Google that, you may find it on the internet. You can also request them directly from the court.